Hey there, Harry Hero Tales fans. You're tuning in to part two of my interview with Dr. Leia Barrett. If you didn't already listen to part one, please go back because I have a really good intro where I tell a lot of really cool things about her education, her background. But we're going to get right to the point today. So if you didn't listen to that, there's a lot of good information about why this lady knows what she's talking about. Part two starts right now. Are you ready to hear an inspirational hero tale about one of our four-legged friends? My name is Kim, and this is Harry Hero Tales. So, at the intro, I walked our audience through your background, which is certainly heavily in music. You're a musician, well trained, also a degree in education, which aligns with writing a children's book to inspire and educate. But you also found along the way that you have a unique talent for nonprofit fundraising, which is where you've recently, in the last year and a half, 2 years, made the career transition to go out on your own with your talents for fundraising. And this book ties in directly with that. So I thought it would be helpful for the audience to know the intent behind not only inspiring rescue, educating children on, being aware and obviously being kind and gentle with a rescue animal, but also the your goal with promoting the book and sales from the book and how that's going to tie into your nonprofit background.
Absolutely. I started my career as a director of education, and at that time, I was the first full-time director of education that organization had. And so my department was very much tied to fundraising because if I wanted to grow my programs, I needed to be able to fundraise. And so I have always seen fundraising as an opportunity to um, not only expand your reach, but also do projects that are unique and unusual and unforgettable. Um, and that was really kind of where I started writing stories. I created a story time program and kind of built it from nothing. And um, it was a great way to engage further with the community. And so when I fundraise, there are it's more than just making money. It is about finding a rapport with funders, filling a need in your community and other communities, and finding unique ways to fundraise that fit the look and feel and beliefs of the organization you're working with. And so I have been slowly building a network of not just local, but regional and national partnerships um, with shelters and rescues where we can work together to do, for one organization, it might be doing a book signing fundraiser at their facilities. If they are a rescue who is more foster based, it might be finding a mutually beneficial coffee shop or some partnership that they have where we can have a special event. And since I have a marketing background, I can help create really captivating social media and really engage with their audiences. And there are a lot of really fun, unique things that I can do. Like one of the big things I've learned with fundraising is that experiences are irreplaceable. So finding something that is truly unique can really up the ante with get people really hungry for what you're trying to do. Um, and so, for example, I do a lot of auction baskets where, in addition to having like some fun toys or things like that, I'll offer a signed copy of the book And, when I have a new book coming out, I'll offer an additional, you get your dog illustrated as an extra in the book. And typically that will triple or quadruple the size of the basket. And, as a one person shop, without a huge corporation backing me, I have to find ways to maximize what I can offer. And I think the big thing is a lot of people might feel like if they aren't raising thousands of dollars at a time, it's not worth doing. And that's not true. Every bit helps. And, for example, if I can create a basket that raises $300 to $400 um, for a rescue who, needs that for a vet bill, I am helping them. And especially if it's something that they can't get on their own, that I can provide, and it's just my time. It's something that I can give again and again and again. Like I just released this book, and in the pre-sales, just doing auction baskets, offering portions of sales, I've already raised about $3,000 before I've even published the book. And by my estimates, I will be able to raise, just with this first printing, at least fifteen to $20,000 with the book. And then once I have the second book out, I'm printing several copies of the Odd Dogs Guide, where I am giving people had the option at my last crowdfunding campaign to give copies of the book to shelters that they can then use for auction baskets, or they can use for to give as part of adoption packets. And I'll continue to do that, where I can get customers at vendor events to donate a copy of the book to someone who can really use it, in addition to buying their own copy. And having a self-publishing business allows me to decide where that funding goes and what I am able to give. And my plans extend to going to author visits and having, and always, I am willing to take less profit to be able to donate a portion. Like basically the customer and I are working together to fundraise for the organization. And I know the more books I put out, the more I am able to donate. My goal in the next 5 years is to be able to donate six figures a year. Well, uh, that's not something that can happen right away. But if you are building partnerships over time, you may not be able to give much right away, but you'll be able to continually grow your capacity and your ability to leverage partnerships to work together to achieve a greater success. And so always having that plan. I mean, just having the important thing is to, if you truly want to make a difference in your community, start small and figure out what you can offer that is unique to be able to make a difference over time. It's all about the difference that you can make over time.
Gotcha. So when it comes to the Odd Dog, and you've got your plan, and you've got a series coming out, and you have goals, fundraising goals in mind, how do you decide which nonprofit organizations that you're going to donate to? How does that part of the process work?
I definitely do research over time. There are, and a lot of times I will reach out and I will meet with them. There are public records that also show you, there's one called GuideStar, who was acquired by Candid, who will show you nonprofits 990, so you can kind of see what their cash flow looks like. But really, I mean, I just will often attend as a guest. I'll go to some of their fundraisers. I'll ask them for a tour. I will interview them, and then we'll kind of talk about, we'll talk about what their goals are. And since I was a director of education figuring out mutually agreeable events that match their vibe is a strength of mine. And for some, it will be a smaller, it might be a smaller goal. It might be a little more grassroots because that's just the nature of a rescue and shelter. But, at this point, I'm willing to partner with anybody who wants to partner with me. I do my research to make sure that they are responsible, and I don't approach anyone um, who is maybe not behaving as responsibly as they need to. I'm a little more careful in that way. But I also take personal recommendations and word of mouth. And, at the end of the day, I don't think you can have enough partnerships. And if you get to a point where if a shelter goes through maybe a time where they're in a little bit of a crisis mode, it's okay. That's a partnership that I can just kind of put on the shelf for later if they just feel like they don't have the capacity to add another event to what they're doing. There's a wonderful organization in town who absolutely loves the odd dog. And, I had hoped for a larger partnership with them. And they said, well, we're kind of full up with what we're currently offering. I said, well, great. So feedback is still welcome. I'm still happy to donate a basket to your auction. I would love to have, your 4 or 5 humane education staff look at the book and give me that feedback. And then later, if there's an opportunity and as things grow, we might be able to find other ways to engage. And so I think that monitoring how pushy you are is really important as you're building partnerships. I don't think it's a bad thing to have more than one partnership as long as you are really managing the expectations of what you can and can't do.
So if someone wanted to get involved, whether it be to assist in fundraising locally, but work with you on your initiatives and your goals, how would they start that? Would they reach out to you? Do you recommend a email or your website? How would they get in touch to learn more about it and get involved?
I definitely recommend starting with an email. My email is hello@storiesbyleia.com. And they can also visit my website and kind of learn a little bit more about me. And, I think starting with an email and maybe giving me some recommendations, at that point, I would schedule a half an hour discovery call with them, over Zoom to talk about what they had in mind and what their goals might be. And then just kind of starting to go from there. I am booking my fall schedule now. What I'm working with shelters to do is what I would call mini tours, where I would be doing some author visits for some of the schools that they partner with, and then doing a book signing fundraiser with them at the end of the week. And really getting some buzz going with the students for that. And I also will be talking with them about showcasing certain dogs that they really want brought to the forefront and maybe seen by more people. Particularly with rural shelters, it can be really hard for them to, they have a lot of really long-term stay dogs just because they don't have the social media clout to get them to a wide enough audience that they can find their home. And so I am always open to finding new partnerships, and otherwise buying a copy of the book. On my website, I'm going to be designating specific partners every month. And so just by buying a copy of the book directly from me, as opposed to a bigger box organization like Amazon, people can actually designate a portion of that sales to go to those shelters and rescues. Now that the book is out, I'm going to be doing a monthly blog where I say, hey, in September, here are the shelters that I'm featuring. Here's a little bit about them. Here's why I really like them. And you can learn more about them here. And just giving people a couple of those options as well. So really, it just starts with a conversation. I am a one-person shop, so it's really easy to get a hold of me. I don't want listeners to feel like that would be a really difficult thing to do. I would make it as easy as possible for them.
So for our listeners, remind folks, your website is?
Stories by Leia, and my name is spelled Leia, storiesbyleia.com.
Got it. So I will be honest. I was searching around on your social media to learn a little bit more about you, and I saw something recently where there was a huge pallet that was recently delivered. And so what does that mean for you?
So, this first run, I ordered 3,000 books, and I had them bring me 750 of those. And what I loved about getting that pallet was that my dog Layla literally guarded it the entire time we were getting it in.
I saw
So
that.
it was so adorable. She wouldn't leave its side. Um, so basically, those are the books that I'm going to be using over the next couple of months. Every one of those will be signed. Anybody who orders from me can also get those personalized if they want. Not everybody wants a book that's personalized because they might have multiple uses for it, but everybody likes a signed book. And so, really, that's just kind of the start of the launch. We're going to be doing a lot of fundraisers. I'm starting with one with my local shelter, Friends of Parkville Animal Shelter. I'm going to be being part of several shelter events in April. For example, Helping Hands is located in Topeka, Kansas. I'm going to be doing a fundraiser for Heart of America Humane Society, who is a foster-based rescue, who's doing really wonderful work in town. And so, really, this is kind of the soft launch where um, I'm going to be directing a lot of my effort towards local grassroots fundraising to kind of build what that looks like so that when we're doing more regional and national fundraising, we can really have some methodologies that work.
Well, congratulations on the delivery of the first run, if you will. That's very exciting. So I could tell from the photo that certainly Layla was very excited. All right. So, Dr. Barrett, can you tell us, for any listeners that are interested in going out and ordering the book, when would it be available for them to order from you?
That's a great question. So, having just received the book, I am doing a lot of fulfillment of my pre-orders. So you can technically pre-order the book, but you probably won't get it for about a month at this point, unless you are local to Kansas City. In that case, you can kind of look on my social media and you'll see that I'm going to be at events nearly every week where you can pick up your own copy. But if you keep the book in mind, wait about a month, you can pre-order a copy now, or you'll be able to really customize that order starting around May 1st.
So, all right. So, Dr. Barrett, I think I, along with our listeners, would love to know how Layla is doing now. And would it be too much to ask if we could have you introduce her to us? Because she's obviously the inspiration of the Odd Dog.
Well, she is just the best girl. She fits our lifestyle perfectly. Her favorite thing in the world is walks and going out into nature. And she spends most of her day kind of sleeping. Her favorite is definitely the string cheese.
Ah, there she is.
Yeah, there she is. We had to kind of bribe her to get her to come over to the camera, but she is just the best girl. She loves listening to Mom read her story. And she really enjoys kind of looking at the book and sniffing it and trying to figure out what it is. I'll see if I can bring her into the camera one more time. I don't know about the rest of you, but yes, luring her with string cheese really does work. Yeah.
Wow, she looks great.
In front of the camera.
Well, she looks happy. She looks great. And obviously the Odd Dog has, gone long past the 333 and has definitely found her home.
Oh, for sure. We couldn't imagine life without her. And it's been so fun to get to know her. And I think that is the best part about having a rescue dog, for sure.
I couldn't agree more. I think with the success of the book, hopefully raising a lot of funds to help rescue organizations and shelters all across the country. She's going to be the face of that along with you, and I think she may be a very popular dog in the future, although I know she's well loved and in such a great place right now. But I think there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be curious to see more and more of her. So hopefully anyone that wants to go to your website, follow along with your blog, or follow you on social media, the links are there out on your website. So if anybody wants to follow along, I have a feeling like the recent photo next to the pallet of books that just arrived with her guarding it, I think they're going to see a lot of updates on her and wish her all the best as well.
Always. I feel like I wouldn't be a dog mom if I didn't pepper in lots of pictures of my dog.
I try to minimize that myself because I know that I could go overboard and show photos all day long. So I usually err on the other side of it. But I mean, they are a treasure. And the few episodes ago, I did share with the audience the recent rescue that I had. And I honestly, I've had many dogs. I love all of them. And they're quirky and great and naughty and, you know, in all their own special ways. He is probably one of the best behaved dogs I've ever had. And I couldn't be happier. And hopefully with the work that you're doing, with the success of the book, more people will open their homes up and their hearts to bringing these loving creatures into their homes, giving them the time to really decompress and feel comfortable and work with them with patience on whatever behavior issues they may have brought with them, like trying to fly and swim in a fish tank. I really enjoyed learning from you, being inspired by you. I still have some work to do. I think there's some things that I can be doing, but I really want to thank you so much for being on the show and participating and guiding, I think, a lot of folks on some things that can help in the rescue process, whether it be on the donation side or on just how to best sort of take a deep breath along with your dog when you're bringing a new animal into your home, which is so important. So thank you so much for being here.
It was such a pleasure to be on the show. Thank you so much, Kim.
You're very, very welcome. And thank you to Layla as well. And if you're, yeah, there she is. And hopefully maybe we can have you back. You talked about the series in the book. I'd love to have you back with I'd love to have you back with the next book in the series if possible, but I have a feeling you're going to be a very, very busy lady.
Oh, well, thank you so much. It would be my pleasure to be back on, and I hope your listeners enjoyed learning about the odd dog.
I'm sure they will. And that brings us to the end of our episode. But just a reminder, The Odd Dog is a book written by Dr. Leia Barrett and is in pre-order right now and expected to be available from her website in May. So be sure to check her out at her website and follow her on social media for future updates. Thank you again.
Thank you.
While that only touches the surface of this amazing hairy hero, we have to leave it there for this episode. If you know of a great hairy hero tale and would like to hear it on this podcast, email us at hairyherotales@gmail.com. For more information on this program, visit our website, www.hairyherotales.com. That's TAILS.com. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you get your podcasts. This is a Southpaw Productions podcast, edited, produced, and hosted by me, Kim Hagel. Opening and closing music provided by Mary Selvage. You can follow her and find out her show schedule at Selvage613 on Instagram and check out her complete catalog of music available on Spotify, Apple Music, and more. And remember, there are four-legged heroes all around us. Who knows, you might even adopt one. I've adopted many little heroes from some amazing rescue organizations, and I've featured two on my website: the All American Dachshund Rescue and the French Bulldog Rescue Network. If you're looking to rescue your next hero or would like to help with transport or financial support, I highly recommend both of these organizations. Neither are affiliated with this program in any way, but they both have my sincere gratitude and support. Thank you to all of the heroes of the world, and a special shout out to Harry Heroes Everywhere.